Spotlight is the show. My name is Michael Young. Today we turn the spotlight on national security and its enemies. Yes, do you know that they are enemies of security? Do you know that a lot of things are happening, surrounding our security architect? It's being sometimes cursed by the enemies. National security is currently in oblivion in the minds of Nigerians, as 95% of Nigerians are expectant or are really being careful. As a developing nation, Nigeria grapples with several security challenges that directly impact its economy, ranging from insurgency to conflict between farmers and herders, to organized crime, looting, abduction for ransom. These security threats not only undermine national stability and the rule of law, but they also have adverse effects on the economy, affecting price output, employment, trade balance, poverty, inequality, defense expenditure, government budget patterns, socio-political environment, so many more. We've had issues in this, and even come to think about it, robbery, kidnapping, bombing, killings among others happening in the northwest, and even northern part of Nigeria as a whole. All of this are what we will say that are being enemies of national security. We also have recently the issues of the Lukurawa terrorist group, a major revealer of the height of insecurity, which has gained entry into the news in 2024, troubling the Sokoto communities. Last week, the group killed about 2 policemen and rustled over 200 cattle in Kebbi State. It was also reported that this group currently demands 200 million naira from communities. So many more are coming, and also right now we have the issues coming. Nigeria's drop in military ranking, while U.S. has maintained the lead. The task force are currently doing all it takes, meeting with the police, meeting with the Amotekun to tighten security in the southwest boundary. In all of this, also talking about national security too, troops as they've stormed terrorist leader Bello Tuji's camp in Zamfara State. National security and its enemies. Joining us live to discuss this issue about national security is an assistant director of internal security, SSS, retired, and also a member of the American Society of Industrial Security. We have Mr. Adams Habu. Good morning, Mr. Adams.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to be with Nigerians this morning to talk about the security of our nation.
I mean, when you hear national security and its enemies, the enemies of the security of Nigeria, what comes to your mind? First, let's begin with that.
Well, thank you very much. When we are talking about the national security in this country today, what are those threats? What are those threats that are internal, that are causing great sleeplessness for Nigerians? Let's start from, of course, the known ones, the terrorists.
Yeah.
Terrorists this time around, the Boko Harams, the Lakurawas, and
are they the ones you call the internal threats?
Yes, internal threats.
Even though it's been said that they are from external...
Of course, but they are already within the borders of our country. We'll get to it.
All right.
They have already entered into our country. And then we look at bandits that are virtually everywhere in Zamfara, in Niger, Kebbi, and that axis. And of course, I know they are making efforts to also,
penetrate the south,
expand to other states. Of course, we have had before now the Niger Delta agitations. Once in a while, they still rear their head. You will still have the iPod issue, ESN in the northeast. In the southeast. Oh. Of course, we have always had these ethnic and religious conflicts in our country, and they are still rearing their ugly heads in some parts of the country. These are some of the internal threats that we have always had. But a major one in the internal threat, to the security of our country, whether you like it or not, is corruption. Massive at all levels of governance, even as private citizens. That is what has made made it impossible for us to realize the economic potentials of our country. And it is agreed all over the world that any nation that its citizens are at the low level of economic standard always experience high level of criminal activities, and that's what we are experiencing today.
Sorry to come in here, there. Are you saying that corruption is the reason why we've not